Good morning, everybody. Dan Leonard coming at you here from the Boston area on what's turning out to be a gorgeous early fall day. Love these kind of crisp mornings. I'm trying to get this video pumped out kind of quickly. Got a long day ahead of me of forecasting. Milton is coming into Tampa Bay area. It's going to be bad, so got some work cut out for me. But I know a lot of you have been clamoring to hear from me, Discord and otherwise. So here's a little bit of a video to set the record straight on a few things and tell you where we're going to go from here. I don't know if any of you have ever sort of had that feeling, that sense that you're part of a game or maybe a book, and you're a protagonist character in the book and you don't have any control of what's going on, and there's a lot of adversity and you have this sense that you're just not in command of the narrative. And people have said this to me before, and I thought that's a phony feeling, but this is kind of the first time I ever had that sense that there was something bigger at work than what I was in control of. So this all started, of course, the day I found the treasure and returned to my car, which I thought was to a happy welcoming party. And so let me paint the scene for you here. I've got adrenaline coursing through my veins like it's on an IV drip, and dopamine's going off in my head like fireworks. And I get back to the car, and there's this group that's cheering, celebrating, high-fiving, and I think, wow, this is cool. Of course I'm going to talk to these people. If anything, this whole adventure has been sort of a lesson in who you can trust, and the answer to that question is really nobody, unfortunately. But let me clear up a few things that happened, that infamous moment that need to be cleared up. The first and foremost, probably the most egregious of all rumors, was that I'm some city slicker from Boston who drives a Tesla. I completely and unconditionally deny that I own a Tesla, nor am I a city slicker. I actually grew up in Hubbardston, a town pretty close to where the treasure was, and I had a lot of woods in my backyard, 11 acres in fact, which I spent a lot of my childhood playing in. So I guess I come with some street cred here. Maybe you could call it woods cred, I don't know. But that rumor was unconditionally false. The second one was somehow that because I was a city slicker, rich guy from Boston, I didn't want nor need the money, so it should just go to somebody else. Well, I think that rumor started because one of the people at the celebration victory party for me asked me the question, what motivated me to do this? And that's an interesting question. What motivates you to do anything? Is it money? I don't know. I don't think so. Not on a challenge like that. It's obviously a factor, but it's not the driving force. You ask Tom Brady why he wanted to win the Super Bowl so many times. It's not because he was interested in the cash payout. He'll never admit that. Of course, he's not going to refuse it. So that strange rumor sort of started there and kind of propagated, and I guess that's led all up to this drama at the end. And the final piece of this encounter, infamous encounter, was, of course, the camera shot of the trophy's decoder ring. And I guess a lot of people at this point have sort of put all the blame on me. I shouldn't have been flashing it around like it was some sort of useless thing. But I think at the end of the day, I'm not the only culpable one here. I absolutely on no terms gave permission for that part of the trophy or any part of the trophy to be photographed and put onto the internet. And I know you guys are all thinking, oh, well, you shouldn't have showed it in the first place. Yeah, hindsight's 2020. And of course, again, I'm riding the dopamine high here, and I just wanted people to talk to, celebrate with. And I never thought that, somebody would take this and try to turn it into their own 15 minutes of fame. So there's culpability here. If somebody takes a video of you entering in your PIN information into your bank account, has the bank account number, post it on the internet, they can't say, well, you should have been more careful putting that PIN number in. It was open for anybody to see. It's not my fault I had to put it on the internet. So obviously the next day when I saw that, I wasn't happy about it. But of course I thought, it's okay, not a big deal. Everything's still on my side. I'm clearly the winner. And if we look at why that is, let's take a look at those rules. And I think you'll agree with me that there wasn't really any rules to begin with. It was frequently asked questions. Obviously, this wasn't written by a lawyer, but rule number 1, the ultimate rule, is the person that finds the trophy gets the bounty. That was plain, clear as day. Very simple rule. And that's sort of the one rule that I sort of followed through this whole ordeal. And maybe I was guilty of not reading all the frequently asked questions as closely as I could have. But at the end of the day, that was sort of the rule that mattered. And I know all the naysayers, oh, you didn't follow all the rules. You didn't record video of yourself picking up the trophy. And to those folks, I say, well, okay, there's a couple things here. First, that's not the spirit of the law. The spirit of this rule, and if you ask any attorney, lawyer type, they'll tell you there's 2 ways to interpret a law. Literally and by spirit. And in this case, the spirit of that rule was to protect me, the winner, from being jumped by somebody on the way down. Could have been a disaster. And the devs rightfully put this piece of rule into the rule book because, had somebody been jumped on the way down and there was some question as to who the rightful owner was, it could have been a disaster. So obviously that's a good rule. So by not following the rule, I'm essentially waiving my right to any potential liability in the future if somebody claims, hey, I was the rightful owner, that was actually me on video. I'm not sure how anybody could pull that off. Nobody's got a pair of these sweet Adidas shoes kicking around anywhere. I'm pretty sure of that. Even if you tried to find them, I bet there's no way. By the way, Adidas, if you're watching, give me a call. So yeah, I basically essentially waived all my rights to any kind of conflict resolution if somebody else was claiming. But that's never been the case. Everybody always has known it was me. There wasn't another person within a mile of me when I picked that trophy up. I was all by myself. Kind of lonely out there, but also great. So then the naysayers say, well, still didn't follow the rules, and rules are rules. It's the letter of the law. Okay, so if we look at the letter of the law here, hang on 1 second, let me just read off this rule. Okay, so the rule reads, using their own phone or camera, the winner must record a first-person video of themselves walking up to the treasure and retrieving it from the forest floor and posting it on YouTube with the title Project SkyDrop, available publicly for anyone to see. So let's see if we can't make that happen. It's really ham it up here. So that's it. Contractual obligation fulfilled, I believe. And I know what a lot of you are thinking. Hey, that's not fair, Dan. You're cheating. Well, actually, if you want to be sticklers about it and read the letter of the law rather than the spirit of the law, then yes, I actually did exactly what the rule said I needed to do. It didn't say I needed to do it any specific time, any specific place. That was it. Reminds me of that point in the video game when you get to the final boss and you can't unlock the door, and what's going on? Why won't this door unlock? And then somehow you realize you got to go back to level 1 and do that silly little side quest that you never completed in the beginning in order for the game to get unglitched and that last dungeon door to open so you could move forward. Actually, this kind of reminds me also of the conspiracy theories that were floating around at this point when I won the trophy. A lot of people saying, oh, he's got to be an insider. Look how he's dressed. He was just in and out real quick. He wasn't even excited to get it. Well, I can tell you, first of all, I didn't have any time to do this, so of course I wasn't even prepared for any kind of a long, day-long hike here or anything. But also, nobody knows how you're going to react when you complete a quest like this. How your excitement will be shown. It's interesting. It's kind of it's a strange idea that, you know, some people might show excitement, but for me, the concept of jumping up and down like I was in a 1980s Toyota commercial in the middle of the woods with nobody around, it was just kind of silly, I guess. But trust me when I say those dopamine receptors were firing on all cylinders. We're back. It is now evening. Obviously, there was more to that story, which I'll release at some point, just not right now in light of our new Pot of Gold twist that was just released this afternoon. So obviously, it's been a challenging day between landfalling major hurricanes in Florida and all kinds of new plot twists in our Project SkyDrop challenge here. But I just wanted to put a bow on this for right now before we do a little bit more later. And first off, I want to thank everybody that's been behind me and supported me through this, both on and offline. It's been really great. But I want to get everybody else on board too. I think this is our chance, sort of write the final chapter in this drama and end this roller coaster ride and have a happy ending. I meant what I said to the media a few times, if you guys had noticed that I plan on giving back a lot, not just to the community, but to you guys too. So it won't be the whole kit and caboodle, but it will be a pretty good chunk, and I think you guys will be happy with that solution. So yeah, let's figure out how to find this rainbow, get to the end of it, get that pot of gold, and wrap things up. So more updates to come. We'll be updating this video pretty soon, and I look forward to hearing from you. Okay, night, guys.